Hi everybody, it's me, Lala. Thanks for stopping by for the video. We're gonna take a walk through the garden. So grab a beverage, sit down, relax, and enjoy the latest happenings in the backyard garden. We're out front right now, obviously, but I wanted to show you that I have sheared the front petunias here at Lilleybugglane. They were a hot mess. They were a hot mess. So guess what I did? I showed them who was the boss. I gave them the what, sheared them back, and in about a week, 2 weeks, we are going to have beautiful petunias again. We certainly are. And Chewy did a fabulous job with trimming the boxwoods. He did. We did that yesterday. And we trimmed some trees here at Lilleybugglane, but he did a fabulous job with the boxwoods. And then, of course, we did some trimming on our dogwood. So there we go, right? There we go. Keep the faith, friends. Keep the faith. All right, let's make our way to the backyard. Okay, here we are at the back stoop. You all know that I sheared these petunias back about a week ago, and you can see that I was telling the truth. They are starting to get new blooms. They're starting to fill out again, and they will look perfect in about another week. So do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to shear your petunias back. Okay, here we are at the corner of the house. You can see this looks a little bit different. Now, I have consulted my garden Miyagi, and we have decided that I am going to shear back these African daisies. I'm a little bit hesitant to do it, but my Miyagi said, go ahead and do it. Let's see what happens. These are getting gargantuan. They are humongous and getting a little bit out of control. So I'm going to cut the African daisies back and see what happens. And this is our newest addition here to the garden at Lilleybugglane. This is Mexican heather, and it is a wonderful, wonderful plant. Has little purple flowers on it, very shiny green leaves, and it's a wonderful addition to the garden. Now, these were in hanging baskets, and we just took the hangers off of them, and we just keep them in their original containers. And Chewy, since we love these so much, Chewy looked it up to find out where the seeds are. So we are going to try, or he is going to try, and grow these from seed. So there is the back corner. Okay, here we go. We are in the back garden. Here I am, right here. Hi, everybody. And we have more blooms on the hostas. They are doing very, very well. They certainly are. You can see we've added 2 of the Mexican heather underneath the cupcake tree. We certainly have, just to give it a little more greenery in that area. Our marigolds that we replaced in the hibiscus pot are starting to come up. Those adorable little chipmunks, though, will not leave this alone. So I don't know how good this is going to be this year. But anyway, we have our wire plant here that is doing wonderful. You can see that it is starting to fall down over the edge of the container. So if you are not familiar with wire plant and you are at your local nursery, ask them if you can look at it, because I guarantee you, you will fall in love. You certainly will. Look what we have on the back patio. We have zinnias. The miniature zinnias have started to bloom. They certainly have, and you can see we have lots of buds. We do. Now, you will deadhead these, or I will deadhead these, as needed to promote more blooms coming. But we have zinnias at Lilleybugglane. These are one of our favorite flowers. They are super easy to grow. If you have littles, if you have grands, if you have tough soil in your area, try zinnias. The bees love them, the butterflies love them. They certainly do. Let's move along. Look at this. Now, you know I told you that I was going to play musical pots, and I certainly did. So I moved the oregano up front. We have our basil variety pot right there, and the catnip. And let me tell you something, that catnip is going crazy. It certainly is, and we are loving it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the leaves, I'm going to take some of these leaves off, and I'm going to put them in a dehydrator. And then I'm going to crush them up, and we are going to have homegrown catnip for our kitty cats. We certainly are. And there we go. And can I tell you, I pinched off the tips of this oregano, right? Because some of them had some flowers, and one of them smells fruity. It smells fruity. So, but we have the purple oregano, and then we have the oregano that has the very shiny leaves, and then we have this oregano. So there we go, right? There we go. You can hear the birds here at Lilleybugglane. Look at this basil. Look, oh, see? Look here. See how we're getting a bloom at the top of there? I'm going to pinch that off in a few days, and we're going to see if we can keep it from going to seed so early. So we have that. Excellent, right? Excellent. Now, I hear you, birdie. I hear you. I hear you. Good morning. Good morning to you. There is our vining mandevilla. It is pink. It is hot pink. Chewy has strung some twine up to the first tier, and we are hoping that it will take and vine up the teepee. So there is the, let me see if I can get in the shade here so you can possibly see it better. It's in the morning time. Look at that. Isn't that going to look pretty if we can get it to vine up? So we're excited about that. We certainly are. Okay, look here. Look how this campfire marshmallow daisies, look how they have just burst. They have, right? They are getting so big. I think this is the perfect spot for them. The rosemary is doing wonderful, and so are the African daisies. These are a very unusual color. I'm not sure I'm keen on the color, but very unusual color. They're almost a rust to purple on each flower. So enjoying those. And of course we have our flowering oregano there underneath the campfire marshmallow daisies. But look how big that has gotten in just since our last garden tour. I know, right? Yep. Okay, here we go. Look at these allium. Now we're starting to bloom over here, but look at all the nice buds that we have. Now these are all new echinacea right here. All new. We're filling in. We're filling in. And of course we have the echinacea that Bunny is eating. And then we found another one back here that Bunny has eaten all of the leaves off of, and they're just stems. That adorable, adorable little bunny. The butterfly bush is doing very, very well. There are a couple of the cones that I am watching because they will need to be deadheaded very quickly. Oh, look here. We have a visitor. We have a visitor. I thought I heard him. And here is our monstrous miniature petunias on the table. I might shear this back a little bit. Possibly. I'm not quite sure yet. Now look at these. Look at these African daisies. I know that a couple of you are so keen on these African daisies. Look at that. Look at that purple. There's the wire plant right there. And I have moved this campfire marshmallow pot with the flowering oregano over here into full sun. Remember, it was by the corner of the house there, and I've moved it over here into full sun. So we're gonna see if that was the problem. Okay? So we're gonna see if that was the problem. And if it is, then we know that these need to be in full sun, because that's exactly what this is here on the patio. Look at these echinacea. Look how beautiful they are. Isn't that pretty? Now, this is very unusual. We have one orange echinacea in the middle of all the purple ones. Now, you're probably used to seeing the purple because that is the most common color of the echinacea that you will see. So, but just look how fabulous these are doing, right? And look at the allium. Look at that. Look how many bloom balls we're going to have on this. Can you believe it? I know, right? And there is the fairy wand, which is Lariatris, I think it's called. Okay. Now here we go. We've got some changes here. We did some musical pot change here. We've got the African daisies. I sheared the petunias there, and the plume grass is in the back now. So we have kind of resituated these pots just to kind of give it a little more symmetry. Let me tell you, friends, if you are not familiar with plume grass, get familiar with plume grass. It is beautiful in the garden. It certainly is. Okay, we have some new members in our back garden. We do. This is Coreopsis. This is a perennial. They were on sale at the Lowe's. We could not resist them. So we have put them right there. And they will come back next year. We are super excited about them. Beautiful color in the garden. Look at our wave of daisies, friend. I know how much some of you love the daisies, right? We love the daisies. And it just keeps going and going and going. How fabulous is that? There we go. And we come to the Olympic size bird bath. We certainly do. With the fountain. The birds love it. Okay, we're doing well here. We certainly are. I had Chewy cut down some of the gladioli that were right here. So, and we are going to have some blooms here. See, we've got a bloom starting. So that will bloom. We've got a sunflower right here. We've got a rogue sunflower, friends. We do. Look at all of the cucumber blossoms on. Look, I am going to have such yummy cucumber water. Oh my gosh, look at all of the blooms. Can you see them? Look at them all right there in the yellow. And look at them all right down there. I am going to have delicious cucumber water. I certainly am. Oh, for Pete's sake. Don't you know I'm making a video? Well, I'll put some music to this and try and drown that out. We'll see what we can do, right? There's the nasturtium. Okay. Turn the volume down. That way you won't hear the lawnmower. But I'm not stopping. I'm too far in. And there is our white zucchini. Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that. I know, right? And look over here. Look at those blossoms. Hopefully there'll be all zucchini. And then we've got, look, we've got the zucchini here. Look at the glass corn is doing fabulous. We've got some buds on our tomatoes. Things are happening, friends. And look at the bean teepee. Look at the green bean teepee. Wonderful. Okay, here, let me tell you all something. We've decided this hosta is going to come out. The hibiscus is going to come out because it is not blooming. And we are going to extend the vegetable garden down to here. So these two things will come out at the end of the season. And next year, we will be extending the vegetable garden by about 4.5 feet, maybe 4 feet. So there we go. So let's walk. We've got the blade grass that's doing great. Our hostas are continuing to bloom, and we are, have some blooms off of them. They've fallen off. We moved the, is this Astilebe? I think that's how you say it. Astilbe, I think is the name of it. So that was moved. Remember, that was by the hydrangea that has never bloomed. Okay, there we go. We've got some corn that has rogue. I think it was probably from the birds dropping it. Look at this. Is that not a ball of sunshine here in the back corner? It certainly is. It certainly is. Oh, look! We've got a little bit of bloom on this struggling hydrangea. Excellent, excellent. That makes us happy, doesn't it? It does. You want to see a little bit of life. You do. The bees are loving this. They certainly are. Oh, we've got a bloom on the Rosa Sharon. Can I tell you, Rosa Sharon is one of my favorite shrubs. It is. I didn't even know that was here. It must have opened up this morning. Look at the black-eyed Susans. They are starting to bloom, friends. Things are happening. Things are happening. That is wonderful. That's going to be a beautiful little swell of yellow here in the back corner of the garden. Now look. How pretty are these? The echinacea, right? So pretty. So pretty. Wonderful for bees, wonderful for goldfinch, the birds, and wonderful for butterflies. They certainly are. And we have got a little visitor on the echinacea. Oops, there you go, sir. Here we come. Come on. There we go. Look at that. Don't be afraid of bees, friends. Don't be afraid. And look, this is zinnias. So we will gauge, right? Now see, it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom cross piece of the fence on this tour. Okay? So let's see how much from this tour to the next tour, how much the zinnias have grown, right? Because you'll notice a difference. You will. So there we go. Okay, we're going to head into the shade over here. The sun is just coming up over our neighbor's tree. Oh, wonderful, wonderful peppers. Right? Ah, look at those. Fabulous. Ah, it's wonderful, right? Okay, as you can see here on the ground, Chewy trimmed up the pussy willow. He did. So he bushwhacked it, friends. So we gave it a nice shape and cut some of the dead branches out of the inside, so that will fill back in. Let's take a look at what's happening. Let's take a look. Look at the Asiatic lilies. Now these are Chewy's favorite. I tried to convince him to get some more at Lowe's when we were there, when we got all the other flowers, but he said no. I said, Chewy, they're your favorite flower. He said, I know. So I think I'm going to talk him into it, but look how pretty those are. Asiatic lilies. Look at how nice, look at that pink. And then we have white right here. Beautiful, beautiful. We've got the echinacea blooming. We've got the fairy wand that is getting taller. We've got our silk spuns right there. Right? Oh, look, our fairy wands here are starting to bloom. They bloom from the top down. And you can see how close the phlox is getting to the top brick of the garage. So we'll see how tall it gets. We will see. We've got our black-eyed Susans here, blooming, wonderful. We've got some tiger lilies that are blooming. I need to get up in there and deadhead that one. That's gonna bother me. It's gonna bother me. Now, I took all the blooms off of this silk spun daisy just to see if we could get it to produce some more blooms. So we'll see how that does. But I deadheaded all of those. Now, we don't know what this is, but it is something, and we're just gonna leave it here. At some point, it was transplanted into the secret garden, but we don't remember what it was. So we'll see what it does. And look at our hydrangea here. Look at that pink. Look at that. Now Chewy's thinking about tying it up because you can see some of the blooms are on the ground. So we'll figure out what we're gonna do, okay? We have more fairy wand right there, and then we have our daisies. Daisies! We certainly do. So there is the secret garden, keeping track of what is happening in our back garden. This is doing wonderful. I cannot wait to show you all when this starts to bloom. Oh, it's just gonna be beautiful. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There, right there's the buds. Those are the buds. We're getting buds. And you can see the bright green is the newest growth. Look at that monster. You're gonna love the hibiscus. Okay, this is new. This is new. Look. So we moved all the sedum down. We moved it all down, okay? And we put in more echinacea, and we put in coreopsis. This is a variety of coreopsis. So we did that. So this is a new area next to the garage coming up to the front. And we have moved all of the sedum to right here. And of course we have our crepe myrtle, which is doing great, doing great. So hopefully it will bloom next year. We will see. All right, let's get to the front of the garage. Okay, friends, I'm saying it, and I'm saying it, and I'm saying it. Plume grass is fabulous. Look at that. And just look how it moves just ever so slightly. Even with the slightest little breeze, it will move. And it is a wonderful addition. And we are definitely getting more of these next year. Now, our neighbor next door, she always has them in her garden. And I fell in love with them last year, and this is our first year having them. So there we go. Look, we have more blooms with the fairy lilies. See that? Right there? And there's one right there. So deadheading is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And these are the giant alliums. We're still keeping them. They're still looking good. So we've got those. And of course, we have the petite petunias on the stumps on each side of the bench. Okay, here we are on the other side of the garage door. We have the petite petunias on the stump, and look at our cherry tomatoes. Look how tall they are. So now they're about up to my shoulder. Okay, up to my shoulder in height, because remember, I'm a shorty. But here's what's so exciting. Look at the blooms. We have got blooms. So we will have cherry tomatoes. We certainly will. How exciting is that? It's fun to grow your own food. Even if it's just a couple of little things that you can put on a salad or something. Excellent, excellent. So look at that, right? Doing wonderfully. Okay, we're in full sun right now, so I don't know how this is going to do. But look at the sunflowers. We've got about a half a foot for the tallest ones to reach the top of the fence. We certainly do. So just know from last garden tour to this garden tour, you see how much they've grown. So there we go. There we go. And remember I told you we had the zinnias underneath? Look, we have zinnias blooming. This was our first one. We noticed it yesterday morning. And then there's another one right here. There we go. There we go. Any more? I don't see any more yet. Oops, we do have a morning glory. We do have a morning glory. Let's see if we can see it. There it is. Our neighbors grow morning glories and they come through the fence and we get to enjoy them too. So there we go. There we go. Okay, friends, that's our garden tour updated. You'll probably get another one soon because I don't want you to miss anything here at Lilleybugglane. I certainly do not. Can you hear the birds? It's so wonderful to sit out here in the morning and in the afternoon and in the evening. The birds, the sounds of the neighborhood. It is absolutely wonderful. Thank you all so much for spending this time with me. I hope that you have enjoyed it as much as I have. I hope in some way that we have inspired you to dip your toe or dip your thumb into growing flowers and vegetables. You can do it in containers. It doesn't have to be on a large scale. It certainly doesn't. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know how your garden is doing. What are your successes? What are your failures? We would be very interested to know. And any suggestions that you have that may help us improve our growing here at Lilleybugglane, we absolutely would welcome. Are we ready, friends? I think we're ready. I hope you are happy. I hope you are happy. I hope you are healthy. Take your zinc every day. It is up to us. And I hope you are safe. I certainly do. I think of you all often, and you are never far in my thoughts. Until next time.